Hello, 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 and welcome back to the Diablo 2 One Life to Lose run. Last time, we did a thing. What was it? Oh, the Heroic Malice, that's right, and we got a better chest piece. I still would have preferred something with better enchantments, but I'm not going to complain because we needed a better chest piece. So, we're coming up on the end of Act 1, and I'm kind of spooked because Andariel is no joke. Also, I'm in a really good mood because I have coffee, and I'm not a big coffee drinker, so don't take that as me saying I'm terrible if I don't have coffee. I honestly don't drink coffee that much. I'm more of a tea person, but I have what's a hazelnut roast with eggnog in it, and it's delicious. So that's delightful. So we're gonna jump right back in. We're not gonna spare any moments. I cleared up my inventory a little bit. Well, I thought I did. We're just going to try to get right to the inner cloister. Our goal is to, of course, find and defeat Andariel. I don't think we'll make it to Andariel in this episode. If we're lucky, we'll make it to her in the next episode. Hopefully we don't kick the bucket before then, you know? Because I'm hoping... Oh, she's enchanted, isn't she? Yes, she is. That's no good. She is putting work in on her golem, though. Good lord. Oh, she exploded. I'm glad I wasn't standing over there. She just took one of our skeletons with her. What was I saying before she spooked me with her presence? So like I said... Ooh, this is nice. This is a lot of gold to pick up. It shouldn't take us that long, though, so I don't need to cut this out. So... Like I said last week, I'm kind of worried about Act 2 because it's full of enemies that release waves of sparks when you strike them. So we're going to need a lot of lightning resistance. Yeah, enemies like that. Oh, God. Oh, man. Yeah, see, that's why I hate that. That's why I hate that enchantment so much. Because if you could just be standing in the thick of it, not just minding your business, and it can reduce your life to the point where you're almost positive you're gonna die. Was that an enchant? Well, it had to have been an enchanted enemy because it's doing the electric boogaloo. So, the electric boogaloo is one of those things I can't stand. And Act 2 is full of these beetle-like creatures that do nothing but that. It's like it's their jam. It's their whole thing. Okay, so we gotta go through the jail in order to get to the inner cloister. So hopefully we can do that. I don't know how long it's gonna take, but hopefully we can get it done. I do hate that enemies can hit me from behind these bars, but I can't hit them through the bars. That's always a fun time. So if we make it to Act 2, our biggest challenge is going to be finding a way to overcome those freaking electric boogaloo beetles. Because I'm pretty sure our lightning resistance is pretty negligible at best right now. So we're going to need to find a way to circumvent that. It's a barrel. Resist fire shrine, which, sure. And honestly, of all the acts in the game, Act 2 is my least favorite. It's a lot of running through the desert. It's a lot of the same sites over and over. Like you go into a lot of places that look exactly the same. And I know that can be said for Act 1 and Act 3 and Act 4 and Act 5. Actually, I feel like Act 5 is the most unique because it's so different. But certainly, Acts 1 and 3 are my favorite. I love the aesthetic of Act 3. In Act 1, I have the most playtime in because as a kid, I could never make it past Act 1. So it just had a lot of nostalgia for me. Act 1 is it's very well constructed for the first part of a game. Oh my god, it's a whole squad of people. Separating myself was probably a bad idea. Especially since I can't see some of the enemies when they're hiding behind stuff. It was probably dumb of me to separate myself like that. That was really reckless. I could have gotten cornered and killed. That could have easily gone south for me. But I panicked. It was a panic run because I saw how many of them there were. Oh, come on. So I was just testing my... Wow, we're finding our way through this pretty quickly. We might be able to push through... we might be able to push our way through to Andariel. So if we can make it to Andariel well before the 20-minute mark, then we'll just fight her. And we'll see if this series is going to come to an end or not. But, okay, so let me prepare you guys for my strategy of how I fight Andariel, because it might annoy some of you. So, get with the barrels. So, oh, don't you love the artwork in this game? I love how dark and gritty this game is. I wish Diablo 3 wasn't so cartoony. It's one of my biggest grievances. It's why I never really got into World of Warcraft. It's too cartoony of an art style for me. But like I was saying, my typical strategy for Andariel is to just kind of throw myself at her over and over. And what I mean by that is, okay, so here we are at the inner cloister. There should be a waypoint here. And a dead body. Lucky us. So what I mean by that is, I go in, I fight her as much as I can. Ugh, come on. I hate these guys. I fight her as much as I can. I fight her to all of my skelly bros and all of my my golems and my minions. Basically until everyone at my side is dead. Oh jeez. And then I run away and I recoup, I rebuild my army, and I come back and I just keep throwing myself at her. Because in this game, similar to Diablo 3, if everyone in your party doesn't, like, if there's at least one surviving member in your party during a boss fight in Diablo 3, the boss will keep its HP where it is until someone joins the party again. So you don't really have to worry about the boss healing itself in the middle of a fight if your friends die. But in this game, you can completely leave the area and for life, poison resist. We're gonna need poison resist because Andariel is big old poison queen. But you can completely leave the area. You can die. You can do all sorts of stuff. And when you come back, the boss will still have the exact same health it had before. So we're gonna get another skeleton mage so that we can have two of them at our disposal. Because we got a fire in this poison one. Because two skelly bros are better than one when they can throw command mayos with their hands. So yeah, that's usually my go-to strategy. Is we fight as much as we can without dying until our entire army is dead, and then we take some time to recoup, build another army, and just keep throwing ourselves at her. And because we're playing on hardcore mode, we're gonna want. Oh geez, he's gonna be a rough one. We're gonna want to clear as many enemies as we can before we fight Andariel. I'm glad I wasn't standing there. Ooh, a short sword. Which means, if this short sword's good, it'll give us access to a good shield at some point. So, we're going to want to clear as many enemies as we can when we make it to Andariel, so that she has less to work with. Because, okay, plus 24% enhanced damage, 4 to maximum damage, plus 76 to attack rating, plus 32% attack to undead, plus 66 attack rating against the undead, plus 21 poison damage over 4 seconds. Good lord. That's way better than this. Well, the poison damage puts this above. The fire damage is really good against Andariel, so we're gonna miss that. Is she immune to poison? I don't think she is. But this weapon plus this Grand Charm is actually pretty solid. Can't really pass that up. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go find, hopefully, a decent shield until we can afford to. Well, not really afford to, until we can find one in the wild. A wild shield has appeared. You got anything good for us? Faster hit recovery is always a good thing. chance to block is 25%. I do like this. We can afford it, and we're only like a small ways off from being able to use it. We need to buy better gloves too. So we're gonna buy 9, 7. Attack rating. We're just gonna buy these until we can get our hands on something better. Shield wise, this is actually a little tougher because shields are. You know, we'll just buy this. It wasn't expensive. It still sells for a decent amount, and faster hit recovery is always a good thing. We're gonna sell this ring so we make some of that money back. We're gonna put this diamond in our stash. Here it is. And then we're gonna head back to the thingy where we were doing our stuff. And then hopefully we can find a better shield while we're going through the catacombs. The Kakarot combs. The Carrot Cake combs. Yeah, that stacked poison over time is incredible. So here we are headed to the catacombs. I'm actually really nervous. I sense an itsy bitsy spider. I spy with my little eye something that is I hate these things. They're just a little annoying. Mostly because they attack from a distance. Okay, let's take this guy out. I really like this poison over time. Now, can you see why poison is one of my favorite things? It's just such a helpful thing. Like, I really wish that elemental damage meant more in Diablo 3. But there are a lot of shamans over here. I wish elemental damage actually had an impact in Diablo 3 versus just kind of being attached to runes. So that's another thing. Rune words in Diablo 2 are incredibly powerful. They're basically what make or break players in the end game. And I never wrapped my head around rune words as a kid. As an adult now, I still haven't really gotten into using rune words, but I understand how crazy important they are. Because rune words can turn seemingly basic gear into god tier stuff. Especially if the base item is really well crafted, like if it's a superior or whatever, or if it just has decent stats. So I'm gonna have to look up little Google stuff about which rune words fit together and how they work and so on and so forth. Especially for there's our waypoint. Especially if we're fortunate enough to make it through Act 1. Because I'm hoping, who knows, maybe Andariel will drop some runes. I don't know what she's gonna drop. Like I said, it's been a while since I've truly paid attention to this game. I really wish this game would get an HD remaster. It needs to get the Resident Evil 2 treatment. Because I'm really excited for Resident Evil 2. I know I've gone over that like 6 million times, but it's one of my favorite games of all time. This game deserves an HD treatment. I don't... But my thing with that is, I want them to do it correctly. Oh, I gotta pay more attention to my HP. I was too busy talking. If this game ever got an HD remake, I'm hoping beyond hope, that they wouldn't change the interface, or they wouldn't change the art style, that they wouldn't change the control scheme. All I want them to do is update the graphics, add more skills, and take out the stamina system. This game's already a masterpiece, and that would just make it even better. I also kind of wish they would bring back... No, I heard something drop. If this game got an HD remake, I hope that they would increase the party limit like they originally had. Because from what I remember, you could have up to 8 people in a game with you. Like, just exploring, you know, the world of Sanctuary. And of course increase the difficulty as you went, based on how many players you had in your party. But in Diablo 3, I mean, I didn't play Diablo 3 on PC because I wasn't a cool kid. I played it on console. Because I'm a filthy casual. But you can only have 4 players in a party. And when compared to Diablo 2, where you could run with 7 other people, it just seems really rudimentary, you know? It's like the game got neutered for the sake of being neutered. What are you guys fighting? Oh. So I'm not going to go in there because that door leads nowhere. Okay, so we got to make it to this door and head this way. Okay. So I see us... Could you... Oh, I was trapped on the other side of the thing. So I see us making it to Endario. I don't... Part of me is honestly terrified to fight this woman. I'm terrified to see if our journey is going to end here after 6 episodes. But I don't want to blue ball you guys and be like, oh, we made it here. See you guys next week. You know? If we make it there, we make it there. Like, we're going to fight her this episode, assuming we make it there at a decent pace. And assuming, well, I don't know, because the fight could take forever with the way we might have to play it. So it really depends. A wand, we can't... Oh wait, it's a wand. We need wands. So it really depends. Because sometimes fighting Endario can... If you're well equipped, it could take minutes. Sometimes it can take more than minutes. We don't use any of those skills, so I'm not worried about it. I am still kind of worried about this fight, though. Good lord, think enough. Our HP was getting a little low there. Excuse me. There's a lot going on our screen. Oh, Jesus. We almost got before we made it to Endario. Oh, it's because this guy is an enchanted enemy. You see what I mean about those guys? Oh, jeez. I thought he was just a normal enemy. That almost cost me the run before we even got downstairs to Endario. That would have been embarrassing. Over here making a big old deal about our upcoming opponent. If we got slaughtered by one of her enchanted minions, I'd have been a little embarrassed. Just a teeny tiny eensy weensy bit. So we're gonna fill this back up. Because the last thing we want is to get caught with our pants down with no potions in our belt while fighting Endario. That would just be silly. So I guess she's not over here, so I guess she's somewhere in this region? Well, not she, but the way down. So... this episode might run a little long. I don't know, I can't decide if I want to end it here for the week. I know that'd be blue balling you guys, but we still have some time to... we still have to find the way down, and then the fight could take us a little while, so... I actually am going to end this episode here. I'm really, really sorry. I know you guys are looking forward to this fight. Because I'm looking forward to this fight in the weirdest, most reluctant way possible. But, oh hey, our golem's gone. We should probably summon another one of those, shouldn't we? But as always, if you guys have liked what you've seen so far and looking forward to this Andario fight, leave a like and subscribe. Make sure you hit the bell icon so you can get notifications when content goes up. Leave a comment below. Let me know if you think I'm going to survive this fight or not. I'm really curious to see what you guys think as far as how I'll fare against this woman. She's pretty decent. She does poison damage. She's weak to fire. I might have to resummon my Skelemages over and over so that I have 2 fire ones. But we'll see. We will see, guys. As you guys always know, I'm Saturn. You guys have been awesome. And I'll see you guys in the next episode. Hopefully it's not the final episode. Later.